Hello and welcome back. Today we are doing a starting steps video for Krakow in Victoria 3, specifically in the 1.2 patch. Now, I know what you might be thinking, this isn't Krakow, this is a game menu. Well, the first thing we need to do is go into game rules. Currently, the investment pool is broken, and it's especially broken for Krakow. When you get to 0 peasants, this seems to be the phenomena. It bricks the construction pool or the investment pool, so we're going to switch from autonomous investment pool, which is the base kind of thing, to directly controlled investment pool. And click apply, and then we're going to go sandbox, and we're going to select Krakow. Now, Krakow starts out in a very interesting situation. You guys seem to like me playing these really small countries and trying to break out alien style, like a xenomorph clawing out of the belly, which is what we're going to be doing with Austria. So we're going to start off on Krakow, and the goal for this run is going to be forming Poland. Now, there's a lot to break down at the start of the run. The first is, let's just talk about the economic situation. We have textile mills, a uni, and rye farms. That's not a lot. Importantly, though, since we have a uni, which just seems very random, we are going to have really caked up Intelligentsia. So let's talk about that first. So the Intelligentsia starts really big. We're going to reform, and we're going to put them in government. And the rural folk, too. Why not? Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to provoke a revolution. We're going to go from censorship to rights of assembly. If we try and pass another law first, like say go hereditary bureaucrats to elected bureaucrats, what will happen is the landowners will be like, no, I want to restore hereditary bureaucrats. And they won't join the same, they won't join the popular revolution of all the repressive people, which they will do otherwise. So we're going to go rights of assembly. This will provoke a revolution. Now, we're going to provoke a revolution so we can push through a whole bunch of stuff with the Intelligentsia. We start off with a little over 600 authority. We're going to bolster the Intelligentsia because we do want a bunch of Intelligentsia stuff. We're going to spend the rest of... Oh, by the way, the reason we have a really unacceptable government at the start is for whatever reason it's bugged out. It's not calculating any type of things from votes, and so there's no votes legitimacy despite us having a voting system, and so we're just hyper illegitimate at the start. It'll be fine after the first voting round. But for now, revolution. For the rest of the authority, we're going to be putting down a bunch of decrees because we are going to have to try and build really tall in this single state. We're going to use pretty much every useful decree we can with the rest of the authority. Consumption taxes really just don't give us a lot of money. If we take a look, liquor gives us 172. This does not push the needle at all in terms of being able to build one additional construction center, which is kind of how you have to look at things. How many additional construction centers can you build? None. We would much rather have road maintenance and encourage manufacturing. Encourage manufacturing is importantly going to give us 20% manufacturing industries throughput, which will allow us to have a competitive advantage while we build up economies of scale for a bigger competitive advantage. We will also promote social mobility. Man, this is one of the ones you get rid of earlier. And then greener grass campaigns in order to promote the immigration. In terms of laws, we actually have a lot of the industrialist good laws at the start of the game. We have laissez-faire free trade, and so empowering the industrialists is less important. Normally this is something I do at the start of the game. Not that important. We'll just go with just the Intelligentsia for now. Okay, as far as the construction queue goes, what we will build is we will build 2 iron mines. We will not build or queue the third. The third is going to go to the revolution anyways. The revolution's also going to get our university, they'll delete it. And then we will put a steel mill in the queue. Now for our general strategy is we're going to want to build tall on textile mills and tools. The reason we're building the steel mill is because there's no steel currently in the Austrian market, and we will need the steel and the motor industries in order to build railroads or to make our railroads go. And so we're going to put it in the queue, and what we are going to do is we're going to juggle stuff. What I mean by juggle stuff is we're going to almost finish this steel mill and then kick it to the bottom of the queue, and we're not going to finish it. The reason we're doing this is we start out using 6 of infrastructure out of 12. The 3 iron mines are going to bring us up to 12 infrastructure, and so we don't want to finish any buildings because then we'll run a huge infrastructure malice. We don't want to finish the buildings until we get railways. So what this means is we're going to have maybe 4 to 6 buildings that are almost complete and not yet complete, and then we'll put a railway at the top of the queue. Once the railway finishes, we'll complete all the 4 buildings or the 6 buildings in like a week. Okay? Let's go over here, and we are going to need to go railroads as fast as possible. Atmospheric engine pump is going to be a little better because we're going iron mines first, then mechanical tools. Now, atmospheric engine pump has an event where if you have a level 3 mine using atmospheric engine pump and it's profitable, fully employed, this type of thing, you will get an event that will give you tech, a little bit of tech progress to either water tube boiler or railways, but you need to have mechanical tools finished. So we're going to only finish 2 of the iron mines, and then we're going to finish the 3rd once we get mechanical tools. We'll add railway, which is the next most important, and then we will want to go egalitarianism because we want to go multiculturalism in order to attract migrants from the Austrian market. Then we'll go water tube boiler because we'll already have a few mines, and then we'll go mechanized workshop because we want to go clothing and tools as our general strategy. And this is kind of a good setup. If something's not spreading to you, you could maybe change stuff up a little bit, but for the most part, we want to go railways as quickly as possible. All right. Now, I think we are almost ready to unpause, but let's quickly talk about the we're going to improve relations with both Austria and Prussia. We need them in order to clap Austria. We're going to need 1 to 2 powers to fight Austria. We're going to want to damage relations with Austria at some point. Hopefully the AI in 1.2 is not too annex heavy, but what we can do is anytime we want to make relations with Austria, we can annex. Oh no, a revolution. What have we done? So this revolution will pop. They will delete the university, unfortunately. We will get progress on the iron mines. We will continue. They do get 2 of the iron, or they get like 1 of the iron mines. Somehow it creates an additional iron mine because there's only 3 at the start, but I think it goes away once you reintegrate. It's paradox math, so it just rounds up the number of iron mines, which is kind of interesting. But Austria is just going to clap them for us, so we will be A-okay. And coming out of this, we might even be able to build a construction center. We'll see how things go. But this revolution is going to be important because all the clout is going to go to the rural folk and the Intelligentsia, who are going to be absolutely huge. It seems to mostly go to the rural folk, and then we'll be able to pass quite a few laws. Now, my understanding is causing a revolution will also break the construction queue, but since if you are on automatic construction, but since we're on guided construction or whatever, this is not the case for us. We'll take the minus standard of living. We've annexed them. We notice, of course, oh, they didn't destroy the uni. Normally they destroy the uni. They didn't do it this time. We're kind of okay with it being destroyed, but we're kind of okay with keeping it too. We'll take a quick look at our PMs because they will swap off of PMs because they leave the market, and we didn't swap those PMs to begin with. And we will use... How'd they finish this? That's wild. In that amount of time, they did finish a livestock ranch, which we actually would prefer not to have, but we can't delete it, which is big sad, but that's okay, I guess. We will just swap over the PMs. Yeah, that's unfortunate. The reason it's unfortunate is because now we are going to go over the infrastructure as soon as we build that 3rd iron mine, but it is what it is. So standard of living is quite low. It should ramp up after this gets fully employed. Yikes, you having trouble getting employment? Why is this? Subsistence farms are better. That should not be the case. Yeah, this should wind up pretty quick here. Yeah, there we go. It's starting to think. It's doing the things. And now it's going to be super easy for us to pass laws. We'll just take another tick of rights of assembly because we want this law anyways, so we can pass what's called guaranteed liberties. Free speech pamphlets. Pamphlets. I think we'll just take this because we're already pretty close. We'll take another tick of it. I don't want to do the math to like double check which one's better. We currently can maybe pay these guys a lot more to put into consumption tax. I don't think the consumption tax will pay for itself, so let's not do that. We could also lower taxes to be more legitimate. This will not kick us into a new tier though, unless we lower the taxes 2 notches. But we might be able to even afford that because being a small country is like just very strange in that way. Let's just keep this on this for now. We unlock atmospheric engine pumps, so we'll want to swap over right away because this does change. So right now it's merchant guilds. The shopkeepers will be industrialists a little bit. They're also... Usually they're not this rural folky, but usually they'll be primarily petite bourgeoisie and then industrialists second. But what we want to do is swap over an atmospheric engine pump, which will have capitalists instead. And the capitalists will be primarily industrialists. Once this adjusts, these are the first capitalists in our country, so it's going to take a while. Actually, they're the second after these. But right now the clout's all messed up because of our revolution. This is the biggest rural folk I've ever seen. Or sometimes, wow. So in the past when we've done this, the rural folk have gone up to 70 clout instead of the Intelligentsia. Now the Intelligentsia got access to all the clout. So we're going to be able to fly with the Intelligentsia at 60% following this. It's going to be a pretty big deal. We're switching to speed 4 just because we want to be a little bit more aware of things. We are going to want to finish this iron mine, and then we're going to want to put the third in the queue, but not finish it. I repeat, do not finish the third iron mine. What we are going to want to do is finish the third iron mine once we finish mechanical tools research. This is because if you just finish the iron mine and you proc the atmospheric engine event before you have mechanical tools, you'll only be able to get research progress on water tube boiler, not on railways. We are trying to get railways as quickly as possible because this is going to be the thing that throttles us because of our 12 infrastructure. You know, it's not the size of the infrastructure, it's the way you use it, but we will be slowed down by that. So we are going to be trying to do that in terms of, yeah, we will not finish the iron mine. If you do, it's not the end of the world. It just means you will be a little bit slower on the railways and you'll have to do a little bit more juggling. I guess we can speed up because there's really not a whole lot going on. You can keep an eye on your influence and make sure you damage relations with Austria, but more than happy to transfer the clout to the Intelligentsia, keep them super chalked up. We are going to probably go for a new tax system next. We could go for guaranteed liberties as well, but doesn't seem to be too much of a priority. Job creators is activated. This is quite nice. I think that must mean they just became powerful enough. Yeah, they just get up there. But they just get up there to 10%. Interesting. The marginalized, all these guys will recover. You know, the landowners are already starting to recover. The reason they're still in here is because we haven't elected them out yet, but we will soon enough. We could probably not bolster. Let's stop bolstering the Intelligentsia, because we're never going to be able to keep them at this level of clout anyways, and we'll just get faster, a little bit faster on the enactment speed of our laws while they have all this clout. Well, so it begins, the wars in Europe. And remember, you don't want this third iron mine to finish. We're going to wait until it's almost done, and then we're going to swap over. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. We get rights of assembly. Now, we could go per capita taxation. This is probably what we're going to do, but we're going to take a quick look. Maybe we just want to go guaranteed libs. This will go really quick. And it looks like this support is mainly the rural folk. Yeah, let's get per capita in there. Well, we're going to actually be able to do per capita with industrialists. So actually, let's go guaranteed libs. Big fan of guaranteed liberties, you know, being able to keep the number of loyalists you have really high. And we're going to pause because we do have to keep an eye on this iron mine. We cannot finish it. We don't want to finish it. But we do want to get close to finishing it so we can finish it as soon as we get mechanical tools. Austria is improving relations. Now we could expel bureaucrats or expel diplomats so they can't do this. I think we will. Kind of don't want them to be, yeah, so hopefully they don't just annex us over that, but if they're domineering, these guys are more likely, I think, to have a good relation with us. So hopefully that doesn't break the run. Maybe it will. Oh, I see we can see the iron mine anyways, so this is good. We are going to want to go finish the steel, and then the guaranteed libs passes. Cool. Let's do the tax one now. Per capita is pretty comfortable. We could go proportional, but I don't hate being on per capita instead. Also, we don't have the tech required. You do need egalitarianism to go proportional taxation. We get mechanical tools, so now we don't have to worry about this. We're just going to finish the iron mine. We'll go motor industries next, and I think we're going to add a construction center because our investment pool has got quite a bit in it. So I'm hoping that we can pay for this for some time to come, and we will just have to pay for the wages. So it's unfortunate we can't delete some of these, but whatever. Yeah, kind of an annoying feature about laissez-faire. You can't delete buildings now. Yeah, we're just floating the extra authority for the decreased enactment time while we have the really strong IGs, while these landowners and stuff are still recovering, which they are beginning to recover. But it's okay. It is what it is. And so we're going to get the atmospheric engine pump event soon here. Once this fully employs. We will just use this. The minus tax income is pretty insignificant at our size. And we get the atmospheric engine pump event as promised. And we will go, not water tube boiler, but railways. So we get 2.5k progress on railways, so now we're much closer to completing them. I think we did build a construction center. If we didn't, we thought about building one. We used our brain on it. And if you take a look, our buildings are not the most profitable because we are running an infrastructure malice because that stupid cattle ranch, which we would rather not have, but we do have, unfortunately. But, I don't know. Big tragic. Would this be more legitimate? Not really, so we'll just stay on this for now. Once the election pops, we will have a much more legitimate government. For whatever reason it was bugged at the start of the game, I don't know what to make of it. And railroads are coming in pretty quick here. Now, we could increase taxes. I don't think I will. We could also input consumption tax. This is starting to actually pay out a decent amount of money. I don't think we'll do that either. We'll just take the faster enactment. Mainly just trying to push through laws right now. Pushing through laws in our current situation is both nice and easy. Really like the 1.2 change that allows you to look and see how much taxes people are paying. These guys are paying negative taxes. This probably needs to just wait a tick in order to see what's up. Let's see. I do think we want to go multiculturalism, so we will skip out on doing this, because some people like cultural exclusion and multiculturalism, but they like cultural exclusion more, which means they will get mad if you go cultural exclusion into multiculturalism. We would not mind going pro-army. This is less important. I think we're going to go elected bureaucrats. We're just going to take a quick look at some other stuff. I guess now would be a decent time for propertied women. Yeah, let's do it. Now, we do not want to finish the steel mill. We'll kick it to the bottom of the queue if it starts to get close before we get our railroad. Although it looks like our tech's going pretty fast, faster than a few of my dry runs because we have the university never got nuked. And so that is nice. We will reform the government to... it's unfortunate the conservatives won. We will just do this. Actually, no, we'll just stick with what we got. This is super legit. We could even decrease taxes a little bit in order to get into the righteous government thing. So I think we will do that. We are losing a little bit of money, but it's not too big a deal. It's not going to affect... It's not going to make it so that we can't build one more construction center. Also, we will effectively get a rebate because there will be more investment pool transfer because they're getting more money. But we have to be careful not to finish the steel mills. I'm gonna pause so that... Now, let's see. Enactment chance or plus enactment chance? Let's just go, yep. Gotta always roll the dice, except not really. That's not how math works. Now we'll just kick that to the bottom of the queue. And so we will be finishing it as soon as we finish our railway, basically, is how we're gonna look at things. Get central archives, very great. And we're about to get railroads, so we'll just be ready to put that in. Do have quite a few peasants. We get the railroads. We'll put a railroad at the top of the queue. And then we will have the steel mill finish as quickly as possible, and then we'll have the motor industry so that we can support the railroad. So that is off and away. Let's see. I guess we still want to be on passing laws faster, but we're probably going to want to spend this authority soon. We'll take the extra enactment chance, I think. Don't really mind if they're super mad conservatives. Actually, I guess we'd rather they don't radicalize, so let's not provoke them. Unfortunate. Ooh, the taxes are no longer kicking us into being more legitimate, so we'll just increase them. A little bit unfortunate. We would want to be in 90 or 91. but we're not quite there. That's okay though. Propertied women will be nice. We will have a continual effect where we really just, our standard of living is going to get really high, especially with the nerfed migration in patch 1.2. And so this will be a thing. Let's take a quick look at this though. Really happy that they changed this to make it more transparent so we can see how much taxes people are paying, you know, income taxes versus consumption taxes, these sorts of things, and also the price of their needs and what they're paying for stuff. We, of course, will want to increase standard of living, just generally speaking, to get more migrants. We have propertied women now. We probably also have a urban center, so let's upgrade all the PMs of that urban center to the maximum things. Public motor carriages we can't do yet because I don't think there are any railroads in Austria. We will be the first one to build a railroad. Once we finish it though, we can go there. We can go for it on our 2 buildings. Intensive grazing, slaughterhouse, and for you, soil enriched farming. Sure. I guess maybe we're supposed to build the motor industry first because there's no demand for steel. I'm not sure. Oh, but we couldn't work on the motor industry when we started the steel mill in the queue. Yeah. So. Now, they're protective and poor. And these guys are just, So we'll take a look at their diplomacy. Probably want to check this stuff fairly often. We could try and save and go for a play. Let's just see who can join in on an independence war. Great Britain, France, Russia, Prussia. Now, either Russia or Prussia absolutely need to join. Otherwise, we will be absolutely wrecked. The reason why is whoever joins needs to be able to have a front, and they will only have a front if we have Russia or Prussia with us. And so we could save here, and this is probably something you'll have to do a lot of with this run if you want to try and break out early. You can save, and then we can see what exactly this war is going to look like, and then we'll probably be loading, because I'm guessing no one will join on our side, and because they're cautious, and we'll see if we can get anyone on our side. So it looks like no one's leaning our way, and in fact, France is leaning against us. And so we are just going to take a load. And take a load, yeah, that's pretty much a little to the face action. We are not able to break free yet. And so we will just keep on trying to increase the size of our economy. But with the railroads, this is going to be a lot easier. Once this railroad finishes, we will swap the urban center. And we will also go egalitarianism. So let's go this, and then... Or we are egalitarianism. Sorry, we will go multiculturalism now. In order to siphon off pops from Austria. Now, unfortunately, there's no demand for this, so this building will be really not profitable until we finish this motor industry. But after that, we want to be off and away with the tooling workshop, specifically using steel tools. We'll probably just do 3 levels of that. And then after this, we are going to want to kind of switch back and forth between textile and tooling. We'll just go actually 4 levels of this, though, for now. And we might be at the point where... Let's just take a look at our clout situation. I think we are still want to milk the fact that our Liberal Party is really, really big and continue to float this extra authority so we can pass laws faster. We'll do this. I think this will keep us in a situation where we can pass more laws faster for longer. Almost all the laws we want are Intelligentsia laws and not Industrialist laws. I think, because we already have free trade laissez-faire. Also trade unionist laws, but they're not really on the table right now. We will credit, well, we'll credit the trade unionists because eventually we want to go down that route. The trade unionist laws that are really important to get, or sorry, the industrialist laws are laissez-faire, free trade, and no migration controls, and we already have all that, so, you know, we're not too concerned. At least with that, we are making money. How's our investment pool look? Our investment pool is huge, so what we will do is we will, despite the fact that we're barely making money, I think we'll do equality starts here, but despite the fact that we're barely making money, we are going to build another construction center. And we're going to swap our construction center over. Actually, we're not going to build another construction center. I think we did not swap this over to iron frame. We're going to swap it over, which should drain the construction pool slowly. Actually, it's too slow. We do want another construction center. We will build into this. We will be fine. Of course, it's really expensive now because the investment pool transfer does not apply to building a construction center itself, but this will be quickly fixed. And now we're going to be draining the investment pool pretty quickly here, maybe at 4K a week, but I think we can build into this here. Especially because now we finish our motor industry, our other buildings are going to start becoming profitable. This will stop running shortages, so we won't need to sub it as much. All this sorts of stuff. Really unfortunate we have to build the motor industry and steel mill ourselves, but it's not present in Austria yet, and it wasn't present when we did the trial run in Prussia, although I think Prussia starts out with a tech. I think they just might not go it very early. We get multiculturalism here. It does give some radicals, but we will now be siphoning off pops much greater, so this line's going to be a lot more up. And this is kind of like the very essential. Going multiculturalism is really important. Let's go in institutions. I forgot we can increase this, so let's increase it to max. And then I think we will be going for elected bureaucrats here. Could go appointed bureaucrats, long run, especially because we'll be paying mostly... Our biggest expense for administration is going to be for institutions, and so we're going to go elected. If we go appointed, then the Intelligentsia won't support elected, but they'll support elected from hereditary, so we're going to go just straight away to that. It also, by the way, is fine to go, appointed if you want to keep the Intelligentsia strong for long. But we are less concerned with that. Kind of running a lot of shortages of stuff. Stuff is adjusting. It's adjusting to the finishing of this motor industry, which can't really become profitable because we don't have high enough demand for motors because it's just this railway here. But it's okay. Nitroglycerin's unlocked. That is pretty good for us. Unfortunately, we do not have any boom booms, but we do want to turn this on sometime soonish. We don't have any boom booms ourselves. We could put some in the queue. Let's put some in the queue. We have 3 buildings in queue. That's going to be 9 infrastructure. And so we will actually need to put another railway in front of the chem plant. And after this, we're going to start building textile mills because we want to have textile mills when we finish Mechanized Workshop, because that PM is really... The PMs for Mechanized Workshop are really strong with textile mills. And so this will be good. And then we will mainly try and build tall on the textile mills and the tools. The reason why is we want to get economies of scale bonus. They're increasing marginal returns on economies of scale bonus. Prestige event, really strong. Allows us to jump up to minor power pretty much when we have no business being a minor power. That is a yikesy though. I think we will be deleting a construction center off the back of that. When we said we could support 2, we lied. So let's just delete 1, and we should be able to build into this. We get some extra authority. This means we probably should just increase this. It'll cost 350 more. Will the consumption tax pay for itself that we would put in on top of that? Doesn't look like it. So actually, no, we would tax liquor. I don't really like taxing liquor though, because it's going to tax the lower rung pop. Maybe it's okay. We do get more approval from the Intelligentsia and the Petite Bourgeoisie as well. So we are floating less authority to just specifically passing stuff, but meritocracy. I think we just take the enactment chance here. Home affairs increase. Nice. That is going to allow us to have a lot of loyalists relative to radicals, which we're currently already getting because the standard living is shooting up. And this will help us to, get a lot of really strong bonuses from various interest groups. Like the trade unionist ones have the very best, in my opinion. And we just finished a tech, so let's get on it in regards to putting it in. Now, see, that's not efficient, but the main reason, or big reason that we're swapping it over is that even if it's not efficient, it will make labor overall cheaper inside of our inside of our market, or inside of our province, rather. This should make money. We can't, I don't think we haven't finished the chem plant, so we can't swap over that yet. I don't think there are any boom booms in our market. But these should be extremely profitable when we're building them up. These aren't very profitable right now, but they will become really profitable once we finish the tech, and so we're kind of preparing for that, and we get some Liberal Party votes and stuff. Let's see if we can reform and become more legitimate. We cannot, really. They want to join the People's Party, so we would have to do this. Yeah, so it's hard to make a legitimate government here, so we'll stick with what we got. A lowborn man has risen in the Intelligentsia. If I'm not mistaken, this event gives us a moderate. So do we want a reformer or a moderate? Well, I don't want them to get this malice, so we'll just take that. Oh, he's a pacifist? I've gotten this event before, and he's been a moderate, but now he's a pacifist, which we kind of don't like, but whatever. Not ideal. I'm gonna just take a quick look at Austria's political situation, because we just want to keep an eye on who their rivals are. We don't like this trade agreement with France, though. That makes it very likely that France helps them. Discord within the Catholic Church. I think we'll take the clout juice to our trade unionist buddies. And we might have to get rid of a consumption tax here and decrease the taxes. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. Let's see how our investment pool... Our investment pool is growing at a pretty good clip, so we're going to look to add a construction center soon. Maybe when we finish elected bureaucrats. For now, we'll stick off of it. Let's take a look. I don't think we want to institute a single trade route. But if we did want to institute one, it would be for iron. I think that we'll just let our overlord handle that. Circassia. Poor Circassia. Goodbye, Circassia. You'll be missed. We're losing power rank. Unfortunate. We're not going to do anything about it, though. I do not want to build a military just to save it. This seems not efficient. Get elected bureaucrats. Huzzah. Which should be good in the long run. I think we lost a little bit right now, but we are going to want to put in more laws or more institutions. Dedicated police force we could go. Probably what we will do. Could also go... Nobody likes professional army. Oh, I forgot we have a pacifist now. Oh boy. Could go for universal suffrage here. Just to try and get the trade unionists big as quickly as possible, and rather than trying to milk the industrialists. I think we want to milk the industrialists for their construction pool transfer. I think in patch 1.2 that you might not want to stay on laissez-faire if you are using the automated construction, even after they fix it. If you wanted to get off of it, you generally want to go against the industrialists a little bit more. But I think we want to stay on that. So I think that we're kind of cool where we're at. Probably gonna go dedicated police force here, actually. Do really want to go private health insurance, but that's not for us right now. Let's take a look at how well things are doing. These steel mills we're going to put on auto expand. We're going to put the tooling workshops on auto expand, and we're going to put the textile mills on auto expand. And now we have a nice little chain. The steel is used to make the tools, which are used to do the textile mills PMs once we finish mechanized workshops. Let's just quickly go through our PMs and make sure we're on the latest and greatest. Urban centers are the kind of the one I'm worried about, and we are. Oh, we're not on philosophy department. Let's swap that over. Looks like we're pretty well set other than that. We do have to wait until we finish the chem plant in order to swap up and start using explosives. So that will be a thing. We get an extra loan interest rate, which is nice. Or we're getting the bonus from the petite bourgeoisie, or we lost it. Tragic. But the trade unionist one is the really important one for the workforce ratio. Now, if we wanted to increase SOL more, we could decrease taxes, which would put us into a more legitimate tier. So I think we're going to do this, and will make us deficit spend a little bit more, but we'll kind of get refunded a little bit on that deficit spend because our investment pool transfer will increase. Grassroots support for the law. Let's take the loyalists. We want to get bonuses. And now see how this jumped up 4 from all those extra loyalists, and we're just harvesting a ton of bonuses right here. Really, really, really strong. Let's take a look at our. So I think Looks like we could finish one more building because we are getting the big bonus from... I actually think the railroad's going to be profitable, though. We are getting a... Oh, we're not even getting a rural folk bonus. That's interesting. This would be less legitimate, but we do kind of want to pass some of... I think we wanted them for one law. Boom booms. Alright, let's take a pause. So we will be swapping stuff. I think that we just want to take the enactment chance. It basically doubles the enactment chance. The raw score. And now, let's find some research we want to do. We finished Mechanized Workshop. I'm pretty keen on getting Rotary Valve Engine. It is a labor-saving PM. Labor is going to be expensive in our market generally because we're this tiny little country that's relying mainly on getting people in. But to that end, I think we need to go with something else first. Bessemer process is attractive, but it's natural spreading to us. We are trying to research all the tier 2 techs before we go into tier 3 techs, so probably crystallized glass here. Alternatively, we could go fractional distillation, which we won't be using. Or we could just rely on our nat spread and maybe do something over here. I don't hate going labor movement, but labor movement is natural spreading to us anyways. I don't hate going modern sewage. This seems pretty good as well. But I think that, yeah, I think we'll just go crystal glass. And then fraction, or we'll just go crystal glass and then play it by ear. Glass, building our own glass would not be terrible. We will do it depending on how things shake out in the market. Like, glass is really expensive right now, so it would be profitable, but we really want to get the economies of scale bonus. If we build up a ton of tools, they will start exporting the tools. And so you don't necessarily want to chase the most expensive thing in the market when you're just trying to build tall as a little country. You sometimes want to, you know... I'm going crystal glass, though. Maybe we could build one. It wouldn't be too big a deal. That way we can also just keep an eye on the profitability as well. We'll go leaded glass. Boost our industries further. Very strong event. We are losing money. The big reason why government wages are super expensive. But subsidies are starting to get up there. So the way you decrease subsidies when you have the railroads is you start to use more of the railroads in your PMs. So if we go here, this will make this building less profitable. But what it will do is it will also decrease, it'll make the railroads more profitable, which will decrease the amount you're paying in subsidies. We'll take the tech. Although it probably won't be that pronounced. We are really going to rely on Austria to use this a lot. But you notice the small little dip. We're paying a little bit less. I don't think we can run any more railroads, or we have any other railroads, unfortunately. So, it is what it is. We will also add a coal mine and put it on auto-expand, because this is generally going to be pretty good. And we'll do condensing pump engine and nitroglycerin. For this, we'll also swap over to nitroglycerin once we finish that chem plant, which is currently coming on up. This is a little... So we want to build another construction center because our investment pool transfer is so big, but we can't. So... But now it's a little too late to go proportional taxation in regards to our revolution when we had the really, really big, you know, what was it, rural folk? That was really, really effective. I think that we don't want... We want to keep the rural folk in government, maybe. Get dedicated police force, which is nice. We are going to have to build a government administration soon, but for now, I don't think we quite need it. I do want to go professional army, but national militia is better than peasant levies. And this will pass pretty quick. We aren't going to have a high-level barracks for a while, so maybe that's worth doing. Alternatively, maybe we go universal suffrage. That will weaken... I think we want to stick on the industrialists a little while longer here, so... which is why we're not going proportional and why we're not going universal here. And so I think that we're actually kind of cool with what we have. I know that we can put in... Actually, let's do this. Confirm. And then this way, now we can put in poor laws as well as... private health insurance once we research pharmaceuticals, which I think is not spreading to us right now. So let's do poor laws. And we're going to need a bureaucratic administration. So we'll just put it at the back of the queue. Get the free trade party. Did that form immediately after we swapped them in? Interesting. We are quite legitimate-ish. Yeah, we are hemorrhaging a lot of money here, though. So what we might do is we might put in a consumption tax. So I think we delete social mobility. Social mobility has a really nice lagging positive effect because it increases our literacy. We made a bit of a mistake here. We should have just kept the rural folk in. Well, one, so they didn't marginalize, but two, because we were passing that and we want to go restricted child labor. Looks like only the trade unions support it, so that's going to be unfortunate. We're going to try and empower them, get them strong enough to be able to do that. And we have poor laws. It's kind of early. It's unfortunate they're not powerful here. Man, we got 2 pacifists. Kind of annoying, because we do want to pass professional army, but also at the same time we're harvesting a bunch of bonuses, so it's hard to be too mad. Don't know how these guys aren't having trouble. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to put in a consumption tax or stay on promote social mobility. I'm going to increase taxes here, though. Just a little bit, because we would not be in the next tier up in terms of contested or not contested, so this seems like a fairly good look. How you're protective. So, is this Russia? We might wait for this. We're going to take a save here. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to wait for this war that Russia's currently in to end. And then we're going to see what declaring on Austria looks like. And this war should be over pretty quick because the Ottomans, man, oh man, are they getting clapped. Or they have a war goal they don't currently have control of, so it's not going to end soon. So let's just see if we can maybe get an independence war that looks good. We did just save, so we'll start it, and we will see who comes over, because we saw that Prussia is protective. So, yeah, we can get Prussia over. But this might not be enough. I don't think Prussia alone is going to be enough. So we're probably going to be loading, but let's just see. We're going to offer an obligation, as well as demand the rest of the state we currently have, which is Western something or another. Western Galicia, and war reparations from Austria. But it looks like they're probably not going to be strong enough, and we don't have the capacity to sway anyone else. We would maybe want to sway Russia. It's unfortunate it doesn't tell us how close we are to swaying. Would really like that. But we need Russia and them to maybe have a sort of be rivals or something like this, or Russia to have a protective attitude towards us. Currently, they're rivaling just Sweden. Seems like not a strong enough rival for you. Let's see if we can improve relations with some people. Who can maybe pile on and help us if they get protective. Man, oh man, do we have a lot of infrastructure, though, here. Okay, so this did finish, so we can swap over, and also our Pride and Joy also finished. See, that wasn't profitable, but we're still swapping over anyways. And now we can swap over on this, on the Boom Booms. And we'll take a little bit of a slowdown here. Kind of don't want to make too many mistakes, and so this will help. We have the one conscription center. Tempted to build a single barracks at this point, a little bit. It will cost us a little money, but then we can pay them extra to try and keep the armed forces happy, so we get faster tech spread, but they're already happy anyway, so it's kind of whatever. The petite bourgeoisie is almost powerful. Would not mind cranking some deficit spending with them. Maybe we should be micromanaging the clout of these guys a little bit closer because there's so many people close to 20% but not quite at it, and getting them over 20% to double their bonuses would be a really good look. We really want another construction center so bad. We just don't want to have to pay the wage for it. We'll take that. We really want... it's just so uncomfortable. I think we have to go. Migration's significantly nerfed in this patch, and so we would be, like... We're siphoning off pops much slower than we otherwise would. We really need to get more jobs in here, but... Now we could take a look, now that we've swapped over the PMs, see the textile mills much more productive than the tooling workshops. Although the tooling workshop's still very, very productive. This is not, notably, not that productive, but it does make the boom booms work here, which makes this productive. Yeah, these will not... I think we have the steel mills on auto expand. Let's switch over to Bessemer process, because this is a little more profitable. And we are going to build another construction center, but it is going to be, man oh man, is it going to be painful. I think we can afford it. I hope we can afford it. Our investment pool is changing by quite a lot positively, and so I think we can afford it, but it's going to be uncomfortable when it finishes, because we are going to be losing money because the government wages are so expensive and the investment pool will not cover government wages. Alright, so we said we were going to take a tick to look at things. Now, how much tier 2 tech? So, fractional distillation is not spreading to us. Chemical bleaching. I think we'll go chemical bleaching because we're going to build one glassworks, right? And this way, we can go the next PM over, as well as slowly work on our tier 2 techs because we are trying to get... Sorry, let's open the tech thing and talk about it. We are trying to work our way to rotary valve engine because the labor saving PM is really, really good in our current situation. And so... I like the minus popularity on him. So we'll take that. Don't we have total separation? How's he still around? Just clinging to clout. Somehow. I'm shocked he's not marginalized yet. The Industrialists are powerful, so it's really nice to get double their bonus, especially because we're pushing the production tech early on. Would love for them to get powerful, the trade unionists. Their bonuses are the best. And see, now we have the pain, but our investment pool is still growing by a big margin, so, I mean... Alright, let's take a look. Okay. We definitely want to get these cheap in our market if we can. Can't do anything. Also, probably shouldn't do anything. And we're going to have to be paying for this, actually... We're going to put this here. Once that finishes, we're going to be losing like 1k, but we still want to have more construction. Man, this is rough. We do have a bunch of more authority that we got from somewhere. Different leader, maybe. So, we're just going to... This is a little bit regressive, but we're going to tax liquor. And we want to get to the point where we're draining this huge investment pool, so we're just going to actually deficit spend in a very uncomfortable way and hope we can make it work. Now they are protective and neutral. They are amicable, not protective, and they are protective. They are cooperative, which is good, and they are cautious. But unfortunately, I believe they have a trade agreement with Austria. Yep, so that's going to be a little bit tricky. And as the building employs, we should be losing more and more money. The construction center being the building. But that's okay. And notice textile mill is so profitable. How we drew it up. So let's just take a look at how much infrastructure is required in the... Can't remember if government admins are 1 or 2. Let's call them 2. And then another 2 for the coal mine and 3 for the glassworks. So that's 7. So 42, so we'll have about 13 to work with, so we can build 4 more things. So let's do 1, 2, 3. Again, we're really just trying to build these tall to get the max economies of scale throughput bonus, and then after those 4, we will build another railway. Yikes, the railway, we're paying quite a bit in the subsidies. Unfortunately, we don't have any, well, we can swap this over, but we don't have enough, like, mines and stuff to really make that. Maybe we even just go some coal mines after that? I don't know. Coal getting cheaper does help make the railways more profitable because that's one of their inputs. Engines is another one. Unfortunately, the engines aren't very profitable as a PM in general. So, a bit unfortunate. Is this the most legit government? It is, but we can do this if we want to pass them. Ooh, they're almost powerful too. This is very nice. The cloud is just unfolding very, very nicely for us in terms of just how it's going naturally. Really want to get the Conservative Party like out of here, though. They should go away on their own, but they're being a little sticky. Yeah. Very close to default. Very uncomfortable. Very, very, very uncomfortable. We need to get a little bit more, we need to damage relations with Austria. And we can't, oh, we can't afford it. And then we need to improve relations. I think we have good relations with them. Yeah, they're amicable with both, so we can't improve relations anymore. But this is big discomfort. I don't know if that's sustainable, what we have. We might have to delete construction centers or even a university. Deleting the university is not insane. It's a bit unfortunate, but not insane. Let's take a look at our institutions. I think we want to increase stuff a little bit here, maybe? No, not quite. So we'll just sit on this. We get more cash reserves and increased investment pool contribution efficiency from farmers and shopkeepers. That's it. Cool. Got plenty of stuff in the queue. So the question is our line of credit going to increase at more than 2K? We're paying a lot in interest. We're paying a lot just to Austria, though, is one of the things as well. And we'd rather not be. Interesting, we can declare independence from them, despite being cordial. This is new. And we're really trying to get... We need protective on more of these guys. Although they're more likely to take us seriously when we maintain our rank, which we're not. I think they are, at least. We can enact census suffrage if we wanted to, but I don't think we want to yet. I actually think we want to skip over census suffrage. I think we want to go straight universal when we're going to make a change. We would, I do want to go professional army, but everyone's a pacifist. And, yep, there's nothing else I want to go. I do want to do this once we get pharmaceuticals. I guess we could do pharmaceuticals next in terms of the tech. Just so we can lock that in. Sewage is spreading to us, and we were thinking of doing sewage. Is chemical bleaching spreading to us? It is. So we could actually just get off of it ourselves. If we wanted to. And now we'll go bone china. Very nice. Wunderbar. It's so gross. We might have to increase taxes. It does increasing taxes. It doesn't, or it would kick us down into a less legitimate tier. I mean, the investment pool is also draining. Maybe it's time to delete construction center. I'm not sure. It's probably pretty close. I just think we can build out of it. I think we're fine. It's close though. A lot of it's just wages are really high and migration is not as effective as it normally is. And we get the war. The big one. So now we can't declare for independence. These are adjusting. We don't want to help out Austria in this anyways. We'll take that weird... I don't like that event. Russia sides with Prussia. Okay, okay, okay. This makes it much more likely that Russia rivals Austria, which is something we're interested in. Now, we can't do anything about this, and hopefully Austria gets clapped, but this is nice for us. Baden sides with Austria. I do think that this makes this a lot more likely, so we're going to increase taxes a little bit to try and offset this. I know this makes us less legitimate, knocks us down a tier, but unfortunately we don't have the trade union's second bonus. Actually, let's see if we can get that. So we did this and then tried to pass a law they like. We'd be able to do it. Huh. Do want to see how this war shakes out. I think that Austria backs down. But now Austria is allied with France, it looks like. But did you rival Austria? Yeah, you did. Perfect. And then you broke the rivalry. Damn it. It was not ideal. So Prussia now has leadership. We really want Prussia to get strong. Unfortunately, the longer we spend inside Austria, the stronger they're gonna get. We're floating some extra administration, so we can increase some of this stuff. Man, I was climbing. I think we'll just increase just this one. Maybe we can get a useful trade route. Got a bunch of cordials now. In regards to both France and... They're both cautious. That's not ideal. They're protective, cautious. Yeah. Don't exactly have the attitudes we want here. And the clothes are really not that productive. So let's try and see if we can export clothes somewhere. Yeah, we can export clothes to Russia. And the whole point of this is to make our own clothing industry much more profitable. Is the idea. Because this is uncomfortable. Again, just rising standard of living is going to make all of the government expenses more expensive. Although now that we have a trade center, this does give us the 25% migration attraction, so maybe this is really important for us to maintain. It will also be very, very profitable as the thing increases in level, and this will increase the profitability of this, except it's going down. Why? Are you importing? Should be more profitable. Oh, I guess because so many people are employing it here in the trade center, that must be it. Okay, fair enough. We'll take this because we really don't need the Diplo. We're negative, but it doesn't matter. It gives us, oh, it gives us minus prestige. I guess that kind of matters. Not too much. But this trade center very nicely gives us this modifier over here. The plus 25%. From the trade center, and we're also getting greener grass and intelligentsia, so this is allowing us to get a lot of migration, or that's the idea. Pharmaceuticals will be nice. Yeah, might have to delete a construction center. I don't want to do it. Really don't want to do it. Really, really, really don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. Could delete a uni instead. Don't want to do that either. I'm really enjoying that we're starting to become so learned over here. Ooh, when does that time out? Guess we could increase that again. Go for the event. Ooh. They have a war against Kebab. We go for independence now. Maybe we can get a few people joining. We're going to take a quick save and see if this works. And if it doesn't work, we're going to conclude the session. If it does work, we're also going to conclude the session. Let's take a look, though. We can sway 2 countries. Alright, let's see what they want. Or actually, I'm going to call it an episode here. We have done our starting steps video for Krakow. We've mainly been, okay, we've been looking for spots we can declare on Austria, yes. But we have also been trying to build tall. You know, we started off provoking a revolution so we could pass a whole bunch of laws. Our laws are pretty much all in place here at the start of the game, very, very early. And we're just going to be building tall on the textile mills and the tooling workshops. This has helped facilitated all this building tall here by road maintenance, which is giving us infrastructure and state construction efficiency. We're only constructing here, so it's just 10% state construction efficiency for our entire government, basically, which is a huge bonus. We're also getting services and manufacturing throughput. Again, all of it's there. We're promoting social mobility, which is giving us more education access. And so, you know, we're getting the literacy cranked up pretty high. And greener grass campaigns for the migration attraction. We have a ton of migration attraction here. Migration was nerfed in patch 1.2. And so it's being quite a lot slower. Like, in theory, we should be siphoning off faster. This is a bit uncomfortable here. We're paying a lot for wages because the normal wage, which is the average wage, which is how, you know, construction centers' wages are calculated, is quite high. So we're paying a lot for this. But hopefully we can build through it. We'll see what we can do. Once we get free of Austria, it'll be a lot better because, look, we're paying 2.9k in Diplo pacts to Austria because we're a puppet. So if we can get free of them and maybe take the rest of Western Galicia, we'll be in pretty good shape moving forward. And that's what we're going to be doing next episode. But for now, this has been a starting steps for Austria. Make sure that you switch off of, you know, the automated construction because it is bugged currently at the recording of this video. Anyways, have a good one.